Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. Today we have a 76ers versus New York Knicks recap video for you guys. I'm gonna try and cover honestly all of James Harden's games. I still love James Harden. He's still one of my favorite basketball players of all time. As I talked about a couple of days ago, he's top five. He's top five of all time in my book, 100%. I give him a hard time. And that's because I love him. I love James Harden. He did so much. He changed my life. So, I expect the best from James right now. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'm wrong. But this Philadelphia 76ers team, they need to be taken seriously. And I don't want to get into any finals talk here. I don't want to ruffle any feathers because, like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope James Harden wins the damn NBA Finals, and I hope he wins a damn NBA or a MVP, a Finals MVP. Man, he deserves it. 100%. So I hope he flips that narrative here because I know he gets a really hard time on just NBA media in general. Welcome back to the channel though, man. I post daily NBA videos several times a day covering a wide variety. So if you guys enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Ever since James Harden has been to Philly, first off, they haven't lost. I guess it's been a small sample size, but they haven't lost. They haven't played like any crazy, top tier conference teams, but they will. They definitely will. And I have a feeling they're going to do really well against contending teams. I mean, we talked about this a couple of days ago, but Philly has everything, dude. Philly has everything. They were trailing at one point, I think 16-point deficit at one point. To James Harden, dude, that's nothing. And I hope Philly appreciates that for however long James is there, because that's one of the best parts about having James Harden on your roster. And take it from a Rockets fan who there's been seasons where he's had like nobody. And so hardcore Harden fans know if you give this man a legitimate star, they're gonna do well. They're not out of any game ever. But you give them a dominant big, regular season's a wash, dude. I would love to see how this Philadelphia team would have done this whole season if James was there, from the get-go, from the start of the season. I'm so curious to see what their record would be. So I hope their roster, for the most part, is very similar next season. We'll talk about Tobias a little later on in this video, but you see games like, obviously we know Joel is dominant. We know Harden's dominant. And like I said, that's the best part about James Harden is no matter what the score is in any game, he will bring you back. It's not really like he could bring you back. He's gonna bring you back into the game, or he's at least gonna set you up to be in that position. And that's where your teammates come in. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. Ever since Harden has gotten to Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey has been balling his ass off. What was he tonight? 25 points, 4 of 6 from downtown, 7 of 12 from the field. What I like about it is there's moments where he's on ball, there's moments where he's off ball. He's lethal either way. But that's a huge component to just having James Harden on your roster, or really any dominant like basketball mind, is they're going to put everybody on the court in positions to score and to win. And it's up to those players. Can you come through for them? Can you make those shots? Yeah, maybe you can make those shots against the New York Knicks in the regular season at home. Can you make that in a Game 6 in Miami with the series on the line, your season on the line? That's what it comes down to. But that's what the regular season is about. You're trying to build up to that. You're trying to get these guys' confidence up. So what I'm seeing from Tyrese Maxey right now is I'm loving him. Obviously, this whole season he's been playing really good basketball, and he's just a good, straight-up good basketball player. But you put him with a basketball mind and a basketball talent like James Harden, where Tyrese Maxey isn't even really considered like a huge, prominent threat. Just because, don't get in the comment section quite yet. Just because you have perennial stars in Joel Embiid and James Harden. That's where the defensive focus is mainly going to be. And so if you get a guy like Tyrese Maxey dropping 25 points, you're winning the basketball game. you're going to win the basketball game. And it gets me excited, dude. It gets me excited because first off, Tyrese Maxey's getting his confidence up right now. Tyrese Maxey's confidence this season already was through the roof, I would imagine. But right now, you give him a superstar in James Harden. Everybody on that roster right now is thinking we're winning this championship. That is what they're not even thinking it. They're like, we're winning this championship. Let's take it game by game, day by day. Let's learn from our mistakes. Let's keep getting better. Let's watch film, as James Harden was talking about in the presser. Like, let's keep learning. You got to be curious about it. Let's keep learning. But dude, I look at it. I look at a guy like Tobias Harris. So Tobias tonight, very fine, suitable line. 5 of 10, 2 of 3 from downtown, 7 rebounds, 14 points. Tobias Harris, first off, is 29 years old, which I don't think enough people realize. He's still very young. In his prime, by the way. Tobias last season in the playoffs dropped like, actually, I have it right here. Was it 22 and 8? Drum roll, please. Oh, no. Oh, wait, no, we're in regular season. My bad, I should have known this. 22 and 9. Oh, glad I looked that up. Tobias Harris last year in the playoffs, 22 and 9. 22 and 9. So I don't want to hear anything about Tobias Harris not being that dude. Tobias Harris has been in the playoffs 4 times. There was one series where he did poorly. This man is so underrated, it's not even funny. I think the reason he's so vastly underrated is literally just because of his contract. I think people see his contract and they're like, I'm all set. I don't need to pay Tobias Harris that kind of money. Well, why the hell not? The way I'm viewing Philadelphia right now, and let me know if this is crazy down below. It's not like they have a big 3. Right? I don't think Philly has a big 3 where it's like, oh, it's Harden, it's Embiid, and it's blank, fill-in player. I think they have a big 3, but it's modified. I think they have a modified big 3. What I mean by that is I go James Harden 1, I go Joel Embiid number 2, and I go, and this mathematically I don't think makes any sense, but I go Tobias Harris 3.5, and I go Tyrese Maxey 3.5. That's the way I see it. But like I said, the math I don't think would really make any sense in that because I think they'd be more like 4. But, you get what I'm saying. Combined those two as your third option is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then you throw in Matisse Thybulle, who can, at this point in his career, pretty much guard anybody at his position. Like, he can pretty much guard. He could guard anybody in any situation, but, from a game standpoint, whoever he's guarding, whatever positional player he's guarding, he's going to clamp him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to clamp him. Or even if you're playing like a superstar like James Harden, like if Harden was back on the Nets and you got Thybulle on him, he's going to limit him. You have to limit these players. The one thing that gets me about the Sixers, my one concern is the bench. I don't think the bench is filled out. If the Sixers knew they were going to be getting James Harden halfway through the season, this bench would be completely different, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I just think the bench would be a lot different. I don't necessarily have an issue with the bench because the starters are going to be enough in the regular season. But come playoffs, I do get a little worried that might be like their little thorn. And it's not anything crazy because I look at the bench. Shake Milton's a solid basketball player. Paul Millsap, Paul's a solid player, but at this point in his career, honestly, I think it's over. But I am intrigued to see how he does in Philly. Danny Green, another one of those at this point in his career, I don't know how dominant / lethal he can be, but it's still a good, solid piece. Niang I really like that piece. I really like that piece actually a lot. Willie Cauley-Stein got 1 minute tonight. I'm not really sure why. I hope Willie Cauley-Stein gets playing time in Philadelphia because he deserves it. Like, he deserves it. He should get playing time. I want to, or at least test it out. If you're going to sign the guy, at least play more than 1 minute. What the hell is up with that? But that's just like the one thing. Because I compare it to a team like the Miami Heat, and I look at the Heat bench, I look at the Sixers bench, and I'm like, that's what makes the Heat the Heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a really solid bench you got over there. that's it for today, though, man. Drop some comments down below on his Sixers game, James Harden, whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. I love seeing your comments, and I love, responding back and all that. So hit the like button, hit that sub button, man. We're literally at 10,000 subs flat. So if you guys could like this video, maybe get it to 50 likes, that would be huge for the algorithm. All my social links are down below as well if you want to check that out. I got like my Twitter. We got a Discord. I would love new members, man. We're always in that Discord talking. And that's it. So hit the like button. Peace.